Welcome guys to the Top Shot tutorial. Now today I'm going to teach you a really cool move called the Top Shot. It's a variation I come up with that my little brother actually came up with something when he was about 8 or 9 years old, which is incredible, and I kind of took it and made it into what it is today. So thanks to Gary for the initial inspiration. This move will allow you to shoot a card off the top of the deck, catch it in the other hand. There are some pros and cons to this one versus some of the stuff that's already out there. Leonard Green's got an amazing Top Shot, so if you need to check out his work as well. So we'll go through all of those right now. So grab yourself a deck of cards. What we're going to do is show you first of all the ways in which it can work face up or face down or as a double. So these are some of the pros against the current stuff that's out there. You can control this to land face up, face down, or throw a double out. So opens up a kind of a range of ways of using the Top Shot. The con, there is a little bit of a setup, a little bit of a get ready. So it doesn't make it as clean as the other one, in my opinion, but never been pulled up on it, so don't worry too much about it. Let's look at the mechanics. Yeah, can you tell, by the way, that I just haven't got the money that Chris Ramsey's got for all these editing stuff? And the skill. Yeah, money and skill. He's like cartoony. It's amazing. Check out his channel if you haven't seen it. Best I can do is put my hand in and out. Mind freak style. Anyway, let's get on with the mechanics. So what you do with the Top Shot is this. It's a way of flicking the card out of the deck and catching it in the other hand. Now you can throw out a double, as I explained, so the 4 can become the 4 of diamonds. I've just ditched that really subtly. And I said you can do either a face-up catch or a face-down catch. Now, what I'm pleased about is that all 5 of those Top Shots that we just did were in one shot, just to prove to you that it is reliable. I mean, it took me 25 edits to get all 5 of those in one go, but no, I'm kidding. That's first go. So there is a reliable Top Shot. Let's get into the mechanics of how you hold the deck and how you shoot that card out. First of all, you're going to have the cards in mechanics grip, thus. As you're normally shuffling, dribbling, holding the cards here, the only difference will be your finger is going to swivel round to the side of the pack. So where it's normally here, it'll come round to the side. Now you can do that just as you're placing this card up. You can get that round at the same time, so it minimises the movement. So you're going to just pull one card with the other hand up, and your thumb is going to go right here. Okay, so it's the first bend of your thumb. The card goes into there, and your thumb is central. Can you see how it's not up here? I'm not putting my thumb along this edge up here because it will fire out a funny angle. And the same if you put it down the bottom edge, it will fire out a funny angle. By having your thumb in the center here, it will fire out straight. Okay, so all you're doing to fire the card, once you put a bit of tension down, a bit like an elastic band, if you pull it, you're going to let go, it's going to fire. This is just putting some tension on the card. I'm putting it against the back wall here so you can see. A bit of tension on the card like this. Now, the only thing stopping that card firing off at the moment is your 4 fingers at the edge of the deck. Now, these fingers here are normally like this when you've got a mechanics grip. So as you bring this finger around, you're going to bring everything down. It should look like 4 bald blokes looking over a wall. Me and my brother's looking over a wall. Okay? So it's just enough to stop that card from flicking out. Now, here's the cool part. I used to try and pull my fingers out of the way. Got a bit messy. So instead, I learned over the years just to bevel the deck. And by beveling the deck, what I mean is you're going to take the deck and do this. Just bevel it off to the side. Now what will happen is as you bevel, watch those fingers there. They'll disappear out of sight. Just a little bit. They see how they drop down with the bevel? Natural thing that happens. So as you have the tension on the card here, you just bevel the deck forward slightly, and eventually these will fall out of the way. Okay? And that is how to shoot the card out. Now let's look into the catch. Okay, so to catch the card, it's nice and simple. But there are 2 ways of doing it. You can either, and let me just explain first of all, when you do this Top Shot, the natural flight, I'm going to try and get as much as I can against this back wall. The natural flight of that card is to, when it pushes off here, is to ping out and turn 180 degrees and land in the air here. So the natural flight of the card is to go face up. So when you're catching it face up, you're distancing your hand so that it lands basically face up in your hand. You're not bringing your hand to the card, you're allowing the card to go to your hand. Okay, so that's the face up catch. If you want to do it face down, which is possible as well, all you're doing is you're going to bring your hand in closer and you're going to interrupt this flight. So as it's flying like this, It will come out to here and then turn. You're going to kind of catch it here. Alright, so in this flight, it goes along and lands here. When you get to about 3/4 way through, it'll be at this stage, okay, before it turns face up. You're going to catch it here. Alright, okay, so you're going to catch it mid-flight. You're going to just come in here and interrupt that turn of the card, okay? It's an uglier catch, and if you can help it, try and do the face up one. It's a much nicer catch, but there are reasons to use the face down catch, which I will show you in a mo. Okay, and notice how when you do the face down catch, it will land in your palm in quite a big grip here, whereas face up tends to land at the fingertips. So each one has a different purpose, and I'll explain what they are now. Before I explain what those are, let me just show you the double top shot. Now it's exactly the same as a single. You're going to pick up 2 cards rather than 1. Okay, put them into the crotch of the thumb, and you're going to hit now. Notice, very important, I do a face down catch on a double, because you've got all these fingers and thumb around the outside to put that together and keep it aligned. Okay, if you try and do the face up catch with a double, what tends to happen is as you catch it, sorry, I do it this way, as you catch it, it splits. Alright, just because of your fingertips. You can try and do a face up, but it's a tricky one. Let me try. Yeah, look, that's how it's landed naturally. Okay, that's how it landed on the face up, because your natural reaction to grab, which you have to, will split the cards. Now, I'm sure once in a while I will hit a perfect face up catch, and maybe if I'm doing a video or something, I can do that perfect face up catch. But if I'm performing and I'm out and about, I want to be able to catch it and be sure that I do you know what I mean? Like, be sure that I can do that stuff, because when I catch it, I can align if it does slip. Okay, so let's get into the face up, face down technique. So face up, just allow your hand, you'll find a distance, by the way, you'll find a distance between your hands that your top shot flies out to. Okay, that's just time and practice. That's one of those things. Some people will be really close here, they'll flick it out. Some people will be really far away and try and catch it over here. I mean, that's not, you can see that's slightly further than I normally go, hence the reason the catch is a little bit. You'll find your distance, alright? So, yeah, that's sort of a real nice distance. And you can see the flight, it almost looks like it's on a piece of thread. Do you know what I mean? It's like on a retractor. So it's much easier to catch. This is one of the pros, and the reason I like to use this over the little finger one, this one. It just seems to be a nicer way of flipping into the hand, you know, for me. So, yeah, that is the technique. Really, it's quite a simple move, but you need to practice it just to get the knack and the confidence to flick it, catch it. You should be able to do it without looking. I tend to do it when I'm working now without really paying much attention to the card. So remember, face up, you just find your distance. So face down, you're going to interrupt that flight. Okay, you're going to come in and catch that before it ends up face up. So face down, you're going to just come in a little bit earlier. That'll play its part when you're doing a double, because when you throw a double out, you want to catch it in the palm to be able to realign before anyone sees any sneaky stuff, which will allow you to then do any move that you like, which involves changing 2 cards, your choice. So that is the Slick Flick Top Shot, and I hope you guys can get something out of it. What I'd really love for you guys to do is to, once you get the move down, is actually film it and send it to me, whether it's on here, whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, both the links are below, or an email, which I'll leave a link below as well. Just send me so I can see you guys doing it. I mean, I have a couple of guys who I know who I've taught this to, and I've seen it in their show reels and things, and it's lovely to see, you know. So yeah, please do that. It'd be really, really cool. Okay guys, if you like the video, I'm going to do a lot of these little videos now with different moves on. If you like what you've seen, please like the video, please share the video, subscribe if you haven't, and put a comment below. Now, I'm not asking you to lock an answer in with a like, nothing like that. You have the choice, but if you like the video, like it. If you liked it enough to show it to your magical friends, share it. If you like the video enough to watch more videos, then subscribe. It really is your choice. I'm just saying, don't forget to do it if you want to do it. And I love reading your comments, so please leave those below. I'm going to get on and film another video now, which will be up just after this one. So enjoy, get practicing, and I'll see you for the next one. Poor man's Chris Ramsey style. It just seems to be a nicer way of It just seems to be a nicer way of flying. Just seems to be a nicer way of sort of. It just seems to be a nicer way of flying. Just seems to be a nicer way of sort of landing. Oh my goodness. It just seems to be a nicer way of kind of flipping it. So remember, face up. Just find your disc. So remember, face up. You just find your disc.